Hey ShipShape members and other Vanguard crew, my name is Jess Hamden. I am one of the trainers from ShipShape PA. Today we're going to be doing a Miniband Strength workout. So you're going to need one miniband for today. If you want to grab a second miniband if you have it, you can do so. Makes it a little bit more challenging, and I'll let you know when you can add in that second miniband. So before we get started, let's go through a quick warm up here. So laying down on the ground, we're going to do 10 glute bridges. Find your way onto the ground. Want those heels digging into the ground, toes pointed up. You're going to raise those hips, squeeze the butt at the top, and then lower back down. We're going to do 10 reps here, going at your own pace, really making sure you squeeze at the top and getting the most out of this movement. Once you finish your 10 glute bridges, you can flip over onto your hands and knees, and then I will show you the next movement. This is the last one for me, 10. Flip on over here onto hands and knees. Next is going to be thoracic spine rotation. So one hand goes behind your head, and then you're going to rotate underneath your other arm, and then open your chest back out here, working on mobility in your thoracic spine. I want you doing 10 on each side. Again, taking your time with this, going through the full range of motion. And then you can switch sides whenever you're done 10 on your first side. And I'm switching here. Once you finish both sides, you can stand on up for the next movement. Alright, I'm going to start to stand up here. We're going to do some eyes, Ys, and Ts, 10 in each direction, so bending over at the waist here, make an I with those arms, a Y, and then a T out to the side. Again, 10 in each direction. You can rotate through them, or you can do all 10 of one before moving on to the next movement. Up to you here. Just make sure you're getting 10 of each. And then we have one more warm-up movement after this. Alright, and last movement we're going to be doing here, just a reverse lunge. So, stepping back into a lunge. I want you doing 5 on each leg. I'm alternating legs here. You can do all 5 on one leg if you want to, or you can alternate like I'm doing. Up to you. Just getting 5 on each leg. And then last one for me. Alright, that's the end of the warm-up here. So I've got 8 different exercises for you today. We're going to do 10 reps of each exercise. If you want, I encourage you to go back, rewind the video, go through the movements 2 or 3 times. So I'm just going to go through it one time, and then again, just rewind that video, go back, do a second set, and even a third set if you're feeling good today. So first thing we're going to do is put that mini band up around the thighs, and then we're going to find our way down onto the ground. You can put the mini band on while you're on the ground if you want. Laying on a side, my legs are at about 90 degrees here. We're going to be doing some clamshells. So opening up that top hip, that top leg as far as you can, really working on externally rotating that hip there. We're doing 10 on each leg. depending on the difficulty of your band. This might be easy for you or hard. Just go as high as you can, opening up that hip. 10 reps, and then you can flip over onto the other side. Got one more, and then I'm going to flip over. Again, keeping those legs at about 90 degrees here. Feet are stacked, laying on your side, and open up those hips, and then back down. So really you're just moving that knee and opening up the hip. Feet are staying stacked on each other the entire time. Doing 10 reps here. That was my last one. Next thing we're going to go into are glute bridges. So again, keeping the band here up around those thighs. We're laying down on our back, digging the heels into the ground, toes are pointed up, and I want you to make sure that you keep that distance between your knees the entire time. Don't let your knees cave in here as you're doing those glute bridges. So raising up, squeezing at the top, and lowering back down. Up, and then back down. Keeping the same distance between your knees the entire time. Trying not to let those knees cave in here. Again, we're doing 10 reps. Once you finish up these glute bridges, you can take that band off of your legs. We're going to move it to the arms next. We're rotating between 2 leg exercises and then 2 upper body exercises. Just so you don't have to keep switching that band every movement. Alright, once you hit 10, take that band off here. We're still going to stay down on the ground. We're going to do a plank walk with the band on your arms. So I have this band right below my elbows here. You're going to put hands down on the ground, coming into a high plank, and we're walking the hands and feet over to the side. I want those arms staying straight as you're moving it off to the side. I want you doing 5 steps one way, 5 steps the other. And then going back one more time, so you're getting 10 each direction. Stay in that high plank if you can. Otherwise, you can drop down to those knees and still do the same movement, just a little bit easier. Again, keeping those arms straight, wrists underneath the shoulders. As you finish up, you can start to stand up here. Again, still keeping that band around the forearms, right below the elbows. Next, we're going to do some eyes with the band. So just like that warm-up movement, except we have the band, making sure we feel that tension in the band as we raise those arms up and then down. Again, I want you to keep that same distance between your arms the entire time. Don't let those arms cave in at all or move any closer together. We're doing 10 reps. If you want to make this a little more difficult, you move that band closer to your wrists. Makes it a little bit harder the further it is away from your shoulders. Whatever feels comfortable for you, however you want to challenge yourself. We're doing 10 reps here. I lost count of my reps. I'm going to do one more, and then we can rest. Grab a drink here if you need it. We're going to move that band back down to the lower body for the next 2 movements. We got 4 more exercises to go. For this, I want the band around your calves, about midway between the knee and the ankles. First thing we're going to do is a lateral squat walk. So, coming in to a squat position, half squat position, we're not all the way down, we're here about midway between the bottom and the top. We're going to take 5 steps to the right, 5 steps to the left, staying in that low squat position the entire time, keeping tension on that band the entire time. Make sure those knees aren't caving in as you're doing this. We're doing 5 steps to the right, 5 to the left, and then doing it one more time through, making sure we get 10 each direction. Those toes are staying pointed forward the entire time, making sure we're not rotating that hip out. I want those toes pointed forward, going straight out to the side rather than at an angle. Alright? Then as you finish that one up, we're going to do same type of movement except we're going forwards and backwards. So we're doing 5 steps forward, 5 steps back, and then we'll do it one more time through, making sure we're doing 10 each direction. So again, coming into that half squat position here, knees are pressed out, not letting them cave in. And we're taking 1 step, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping that distance in between the knees the entire time. I'm going to move over here, different angle, 5 steps forward, 5 steps back. Making sure those knees aren't caving in on each other. And then when you get back, you can take that band off of your legs, and we're moving back to the upper body here. Alright, now it's time for those overhead squats. Keeping that band somewhere around your forearms here. Again, the further it is away from your shoulders towards the wrist, the harder it's going to be. Closer it is to the shoulders and elbows, the easier it's going to be maintaining that distance between your arms. And we're just doing overhead squats here, so keeping those arms up overhead the entire time. We're doing 10 squats. Fighting to keep those arms straight up overhead. Maintaining good form in that squat. Remember, keep that distance between your arms. Don't let them get too close to each other. Doing 10 squats here. I got one more, I think. And then you can rest. For this last movement, I'm going to move you a little bit closer to the wall here so that you can see what it looks like. This one is going to work shoulders, chest, back. So, again, we're still keeping that band around the forearms here. Hands are going to be pressed against the wall at about shoulder height, maybe a little bit lower. And we're going to do a 3-way tap, keeping our arms locked out the entire time. So I have my right hand pressed against the wall. I'm going to tap up with the left, out to the side, and then down. And then return, tap up, side, down, up, side, down, up, side, down, up, side, down. I'm doing one more, doing 5 on each arm. Again, keeping that arm straight the entire time. And then we're going to switch hands here, so hands are still pressed against the wall. Now I'm going to do my right arm next, tapping up, to the side, and down. I'm just now realizing when I'm saying up, side, down, it sounds like I'm saying upside down if I say it fast. We're going up, off to the side, and down, up, side, down, That other arm is just there as an anchor. Really working the shoulders here, the back, and the chest. Last time, I believe. And then you can release. And grab a drink here. That is the last exercise. If you would like to go through those movements and do them again 1 or 2 more times, that's awesome. I encourage you to go through them 1 more time at least, or 2 if you're feeling good and want to challenge yourself. We're just going to take a few seconds here to cool down, stretch out those arms. I know my arms are feeling a little tight right now. Pulling one arm across the chest and holding this position for a few seconds here. And release that. Grab that other arm, pull it across the chest. And then you can release that. We're going to go palm to palm, crossing those hands over in top in front of you. I want you really pressing those palms together. This will round out your upper back here. You're trying to get as much distance between your shoulder blades as possible. Really stretching out that upper back. Now, I want you to take those hands behind the back, clasp them, and then straighten out those arms, opening up that chest here, holding this position for a few seconds. And then bringing them up front again, palm to palm, pressing together, separating those shoulder blades here, feeling that stretch, and then behind the back again, straightening out your arms and opening up that chest. That should feel good. And then you can release that. Going to take our feet wide, bending over at the waist, trying to touch the ground here, stretching out those hamstrings. Hold this for a few more seconds, and then we're going to find our way down onto the ground in a half kneeling position. So you can start to find your way down, one knee on the ground, other foot bent and on the ground, and we are going to push those hips forward here, feeling that stretch in the front of the hip. I'm going to hold this and then come back to the starting position and press forward again 1 more time, and then we'll switch our legs around. So other knee is on the ground, and then other foot is on the ground. And switching sides here, your legs should be at about 90 degrees, and press those hips forward, again feeling that stretch in the front of the hip. And then relax, coming back to the starting position, and then press those hips forward 1 more time, and release. Alright, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this mini band strength workout. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, my name is Jess Hamden from ShipShape PA. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope to see you soon. Bye.